Hey guys! So today we're going to talk about YouTube because I have so much to say about this current situation and I've been expressing myself in tweets, but I think I just really need to express myself fully on all of this bullshit that's happening at the moment. So as you guys probably know, the small YouTubers got this email, well everyone got this email from YouTube about the changes they're making, and the small YouTubers had this message: under the new eligibility requirements announced today, your YouTube channel Sushi Roll Speaks is no longer eligible for monetization because it does not meet the new threshold of 4,000 hours of watch time within 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. I believe that means 1,000 subscribers within 12 months, because I do have more than 1,000 and so do most of the people who are affected. It's not very well put, and it's just a bit like, whoops, sorry, you're not quite popular enough to earn money anymore. And then it goes on to say that once your channel reaches the threshold, you'll be able to earn again, but until then, bye. It's not a very nice email to receive. So obviously, as you can imagine, a lot of smaller YouTubers were feeling really frustrated about this. And when I say smaller YouTubers, I don't mean people like me. I mean even some semi-famous YouTubers, what I call the medium-sized guys, the kind of more famous, popular people who are still considered small YouTubers. A lot of them are also affected, even though they have a lot of subscribers and they're doing pretty well, and they've been probably doing that as a side job. So, you know, a lot of these people might have real jobs, but they're still relying on YouTube for their money to an extent. Some of them might not even have real jobs, this might be their real job, and they've essentially, it's almost like being fired. It's like, we like your work, but we're not going to pay you for it. So obviously there's been a backlash, and there's been people who are really pissed off. And then the other side of that, you have people who are completely outraged that small YouTubers are so entitled to want money for their hard work, and they think we're begging for free handouts, and we're furious that we're not getting huge amounts of money for hardly any subscribers, which isn't true. But when people say this stuff, it's upsetting, because it's like someone saying something about you or your community that isn't true, or they might reply to you in a way that's putting a label on you as you're a money grabber, you're entitled, you think that we're going to give you free money and we're not. And it's just not a very nice thing to say about someone. And I wanted to talk about some of these myths about, I use the word myths too much, I don't know if myth is the correct word, but these misconceptions about smaller YouTubers wanting their videos to remain monetized. Now, a lot of this time, this attitude comes from the bigger YouTubers, which is what makes it even more frustrating. And I'm not including people like Emma Blackery in that. She's been very supportive in her own very pessimistic way, but I feel like she does know more about the system than I do, so she might be completely right in what she's saying. But she's been addressing the negative side of it and how she thinks the algorithm works. And she's been very supportive of of smaller YouTubers, but other people, I'm not shading anyone, so don't be like, Amy's shading people again, but some other YouTubers have got the mentality that the smaller YouTubers just want a quick buck. We just jumped on the YouTube train to get some easy money. Now we're realising it isn't so easy. We're throwing our toys out of our pram. We should be doing it as a labour of love. We shouldn't expect any pay for what we're doing. They get paid for what they're doing. But if we want a tiny bit of pay, a little bit of monetization, I don't know, £2 a month, we are entitled. We're only doing it for the wrong reasons. We're only doing it to get rich. And that's a really hurtful thing to hear about yourself when you're someone who wants to work really hard and is fine with a small amount of money for now. Obviously, I'm only going to be on a small amount of money. Obviously, I'm willing to grow that by working hard. I know it won't happen overnight. I don't need it explained to me that I'm just someone who wants to get rich quick overnight. I don't have any belief that that's going to happen. If it does, great, thank you. For all the money, but we live in a realistic world where we know that's not really going to happen. If you have been making YouTube videos and you have been working hard, A bit of monetization can make your video more discoverable, and it can make you think that maybe YouTube appreciates you a bit and understands that you're putting hard work into something. If you put that hard work in, the money you're earning may become more. If you get demonetized, any amount of hard work won't lead to anything becoming more until you meet their standards of these numbers. And I'm going to move on to numbers now because I feel like that's an important side of this as well. A lot of the, I'm not saying this is all the bigger YouTubers, but some big YouTubers have expressed this opinion, and a lot of people who aren't necessarily YouTubers are like taking, not that it's sides, but like taking their side and sharing their opinion, which is that if you are getting all these numbers, then you're like a creative who deserves the money. And if you're a small YouTuber, then you're not doing hard work, you're not creative, you just want to get rich quick, you don't deserve the money. And a lot of the time we hear these big YouTubers telling the small YouTubers that it's not a numbers game. You guys, you stop being obsessed with numbers, it's not a numbers game, stop wanting people to subscribe to you. If you want someone to subscribe, it's because you're like obsessed with subscribers. I'm not. Like, that they think I'm not obsessed with numbers, you guys are obsessed with numbers, blah blah blah. I've heard this kind of mentality where higher YouTubers will say, don't be so obsessed with numbers, and it's like, we're not, but if someone does subscribe, then it can grow our channel and maybe we can make a career out of it, and we can work hard towards our goals, and we'd like that. But we're told, like, don't make it a numbers game by a lot of these more successful YouTubers. But at the same time, the same people are saying, but, you know, it's a numbers game, and if you don't have these numbers, then you're not creative and hardworking. Which makes no sense. You can't believe both. This is all coming from someone who makes rant videos complaining about things, as you can see. So I'm not claiming to be one of these great creatives, but I do know people who are smaller YouTubers who are incredibly creative and imaginative and hardworking, and I know there are bigger YouTubers who aren't and don't put as much work into things and don't do things that are that creative. That's not me slagging anyone off, that's just how it is. I know he's a fairly big YouTuber, but everyone cites PJ as one of the most creative and imaginative guys on YouTube. Is he as big as PewDiePie or someone like that, or even Zoella? No, he's not. But some of those bigger YouTubers aren't as creative, there is no correlation. So to promote that, if you're a small YouTuber and you want money, then obviously you're not creative, you're just begging for money because small YouTubers are jumping on the YouTube train and wanting money. It's ridiculous and it makes no sense. Saying that, if you are someone who was earning, for example, £2.50 a month, you are probably under no illusion that you're rich or that you're going to make a career from that. But you might like that £2.50 a month. You might have the opinion that, you know, this amount of money means that someone cares about me or someone appreciates what I do and I get a bit of money. And, you know, maybe last time it was £1.50 a month, now it's £2.50 a month. And maybe if you work hard, it will go up. Maybe one day you could have a career. I'm not under the illusion that everyone who makes YouTube videos will become a superstar. Obviously that's not realistic, but we can all dream that we'll have some success on YouTube, even if it's like a side job or a part-time job. For me, personally, that would be more than I am now. Less than like Dan and Phil, but more than I am now. It would still be progress. I can still feel happy about it. I don't have to feel ashamed of wanting to grow my channel and work hard, and I shouldn't feel ashamed of being proud of that or happy about it. But if that £2.50 a month, for example, gets taken away from you, you might feel sad. You might feel that YouTube doesn't appreciate you. YouTube only wants the big guys like Jake Paul and Logan Paul, but doesn't want you, who's like a small person trying to make it, trying to be creative. You might be doing animations and all these incredible things that I could never dream of being able to do. You know, some of these small YouTubers are really talented. And to be told that, say it was £2.50 and then your £2.50 got taken away, you know that that's not a huge amount of money. you still have the right to be sad about that. And then someone on Twitter will reply to you saying, oh, you're someone who never had money in the first place, but you just want to be given millions of pounds. No, we're someone who had a tiny amount of money in the first place and don't want it to be taken away. That's different. You may argue that we don't have the right to be mad about a couple of quid, but we might be. To someone, £2.50 might be a lot, or it might just be something that they're happy with, that they want to grow on and they want it to be more. To say that you don't want your £2.50 to be taken away isn't the same as saying you want your £2.50 to be £2 million. Those are completely different things. And I think to stereotype all small YouTubers as being people who are like begging for £2 million to be given to them for free is really condescending and is really disrespectful, and I don't think we should treat smaller YouTubers like that. Bigger YouTubers, you were smaller YouTubers once. You weren't dealing with this situation because this is a new situation that's happened since YouTube has become a mega corporation. This wasn't happening 10 years ago. The small YouTubers who started 10 years ago don't have more integrity or whatever than us guys because we only started when it was a mega corporation, so we care about the money. We might have started later because we're younger, or because we were too nervous a few years ago but we're a bit more confident now. It's true that YouTube was different when the big YouTubers were smaller YouTubers. It was a different place then. And now it's become more corporate, but that doesn't mean we should put up with everything that happens with demonetizing and homophobia and all this stuff that's going on. It doesn't mean that we should just accept that it's a corporation now and anything they do that we feel is unfair we're not allowed to speak on because we don't have enough subscribers to be allowed to speak on it. Or that because we joined once YouTube was already popular, we're just jumping on the bandwagon and trying to be cool and being money grabbers. None of these things are necessarily the case, and I really want anyone to stop stereotyping small YouTubers as really awful people or money grabbers or any of these phrases which are used in a derogatory way. Thanks for watching my annoying rant, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below, and watch my song. I don't know why I'm pointing because I don't know how to do links. Watch my song, I'll put a link to my song in the description, and I hope you have a nice day and don't let this stuff bother you too much. Bye!